Hi, I'm Lorena. I'm a spiritual life coach, and I'm here to help you shift your state of being and recreate your reality. My channel is all about teaching you my method to change your self-concept, embody a really strong self-concept through a holistic and emotionally integrated approach so you can manifest the reality that you really want to experience. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, you can find information for that in the description box below, as well as all my social media, mailing list, Facebook group, anything you could want to connect with me. And if you like this video, please subscribe. I would love to have you. I upload videos every Friday. So if you're watching today's video live, it's almost Christmas. And I thought for Christmas time, it would be great to talk about how you can deal with triggers and how you can deal with your circumstances, how you can make sure you're not reacting to them in the manifestation process. Because especially Christmas time or holiday time in general, if you don't celebrate Christmas, you may not. That's a time when people tend to usually be a bit more lonely, or they get more triggered because they're with loved ones or with family, so old wounds may come up more, and it may be a bit harder not to react to your circumstances. So what we're going to cover today is how to deal with triggers when you're creating a new reality for yourself, when you're manifesting a new reality for yourself. What it means to ignore your circumstances, really, and to live in the end of your desired reality instead. How to deal with the circumstances that arise when you feel reactive to them, when you feel a bit triggered, and how you can remain in your desired state of being nonetheless without needing to care about circumstances at all, because they truly don't matter. And also what to do when you do react. So let's start with why it's even preferable to not react to your circumstances. And you can check out my video on living in the end and my video on how to persist in an assumption. I will link those below for more details on this. But basically, in short, the way to manifest a new reality for yourself is through internally living from and in that reality that you desire, instead of focusing on the circumstances that are in front of you, instead of making those into a problem, instead of accepting that as the only truth. So if you want to experience a different reality than you are currently experiencing, then you need to bring your awareness from what you're seeing to your desired state of being instead, to the reality where things are the way you want them to be instead of focusing on what you don't want, thereby making that reality more real, making the current reality, the physical circumstances, more real and more of a problem for yourself. So firstly, I want to say that it may be really challenging for you not to focus on what you're seeing right now, not to focus on what your senses tell you, but remember that there is so much more than what you can see with your senses. That doesn't mean that your current experience isn't real or isn't valid, but it isn't all there is. It isn't the only truth. There are other perceptions, there are other interpretations. There is more than what you can see with your eyes and hear with your ears. But something really important is also that ignoring your physical reality does not mean actively ignoring it. It does not mean fighting it. Quite the opposite. It doesn't mean that you're denying what you're seeing. It doesn't mean that you're rejecting it or repressing it. Because when you drop in your desired end result, when you live in and from the end of what you desire to be true, what you desire to experience, what you want to make manifest, if you can know that there is a different reality there for you and you can feel into it deeply, then you won't need to actively ignore what you're seeing, because you know it doesn't matter. You can accept it, you can surrender to it, because it doesn't have any power over you. As soon as you reject it, you resist it. And resistance actually makes it more real. As soon as you fight it, you are telling yourself there is a problem that I need to fix. But then what do you do when you feel reactive? When a trigger shows up and you do feel these emotions nonetheless, and you don't want to fight your emotions, right? How do you deal with that? I say, instead of resisting the trigger, just like you shouldn't resist your reality, explore it, get curious. So I would do 3 things related to that. Number 1, feel the emotions that are attached to it. Give them space to be there. They have a message for you. Allow yourself to let them flow through you. They are not permanent. You don't need to start identifying with them. You don't need to become them. You don't need to cling on to them, but you can feel them. They are just emotions. They will not cling on to you. They will not stay unless you hang on to them through rejection, resistance, or dwelling. The second thing is, use it as an opportunity to learn. This is a moment for feedback. What is the trigger trying to teach you? Where is the strong emotional reaction coming from? What is this showing you about your true self-concept? What is this teaching you about the state you're in? Remember that if you were in your desired self-concept or state of being, you would not feel triggered. The situation would not bother you, or not to such a large extent. But this is not an indication to beat yourself up over it, or to fight where you are, or to punish yourself, or to blame yourself. It's also not an opportunity to pretend that you're in a different state than you really are. But it is an opportunity to learn about your true beliefs, about your true feelings, your true perceptions, and the state that you're really in. Which means that the third thing that you can learn from it is you can take it as an opportunity to persist. This is an opportunity to break the pattern. This is an opportunity to practice true persistence. Patterns continue to repeat for as long as you react the same way to them. As soon as you start reacting differently, you will break the pattern. How amazing is that? And that's also often why the same triggers show up continuously. It's not here to punish you, it's here to show you, to give you the opportunity to choose something different. Because once you change your state of being, you will react to the same circumstance completely differently. And that doesn't mean you will be completely emotionless, but the emotional charge, the strong reaction will be gone. It will be much lighter, and it won't have this power over you. You will be much more detached from the situation. In my perspective, essentially everything is an opportunity to learn about yourself. This whole journey of what you may call manifestation is really a spiritual journey, a self-development journey that is all an opportunity to learn about who you are and what your true potential is. So triggers will keep showing up your whole life in certain situations in different ways for as long as you're human. But that's not a bad thing. That's an opportunity, even if in the moment it's very uncomfortable. So now I told you not to react, but what if you do? What if you do? What if you're just in the moment and you do react? And you have this big emotional reaction or even physical reaction. What do? So what? You're human. You're human. You've reacted to something. Next time will be another opportunity to shift. Always try to bring the focus back to yourself. When the circumstances are too loud, remember it's not about the circumstances. You get to choose the state you embody. You get to choose the way you want to feel. Your state of being is entirely up to you, and it's not dependent on what happens outside of you. I would love your feedback. Let me know in the comments if this gave you some tools on what to do when you feel reactive. I feel like I did pack this with a lot of good tips, if I may say so myself. And next week we're going to talk about what it means to take responsibility for your reality and what it truly means to be the operant power. So if you want to watch that next week, please subscribe to my channel. And I love you lots, and I wish you a very happy Christmas if you're watching this in real time. Bye!